most highly anticipated regular season football games ever played. And of course, you can get breakdowns of it all over CBSSports.com. It's the Colts undefeated, 7-0. The Patriots undefeated, 8-0. NFL.com's Pat Kerwin. I'm Jason Horowitz. Of course, it's the first time in NFL history two teams this late in the season undefeated will play each other. And Pat, you know, this game has been broken down for basically 2 weeks in anticipation of it. So many different areas to start with. What stands out at you the most?
The number one thing when I break down these teams, and I've watched every game film so far this year, is this. When you put an opponent, a team, inside their own 20-yard line, more than 80 yards away from the end zone, the probability of scoring a touchdown across the board in the NFL is 13%. Now, last week, both teams got the ball deep in their own territory, a plus 80-yard drive required to score a touchdown. The Colts came out and scored a touchdown. They fumbled once. They punted once. 33%. They're above average. The New England Patriots scored all 3 times touchdowns. And here's the most unbelievable number about how great this football team is. Right now, for the whole season, the New England Patriots are scoring 79% of the time. They're scoring a touchdown when they have to go more than 80 yards. How impressive is that number? It's never been done before in the NFL. How impressive is it as it relates to the rest of the NFL? Get this. The number one team in the NFL in the red zone, that would be 20 yards or less from scoring a touchdown. Number one is 70%. They're better 80 yards away than the rest of the NFL is 20 yards away.
Yeah, they're that good. They are on a record pace, but they have lost 3 in a row to the Colts, and of course that goes back to the AFC Championship game.
I'm so happy you brought that up.
But I want to ask you something, because I know a lot of people, and you particularly, may think that this New England offense is indefensible. You've got Welker, you've got Stallworth, and of course you got Randy Moss. How does Indianapolis stop that?
They don't stop it, and what they're going to have to do is get into a toe-to-toe slugfest and try to outscore them, because that's what it comes down to. The one area that you can't say the Patriots are perfect in is their own red zone defense. They've already given up 11 touchdowns. They're number 32 in the National Football League in the red zone. So for Peyton Manning, get your spread offense going and get down in the field and get yourself into scoring range, and don't come away with field goals, because the guy across the field is coming away with touchdowns. Go toe-to-toe, get this to the last possession, and give Adam Vinatieri a chance. That's the only way you're going to beat this offense. Remember, when Belichick lost to these guys 3 straight times, you know what he did? He went home and built himself a Colt offense. I've broken down everything. The outside receivers, the inside receivers, the running back. Both teams throw to those groups the exact same amount of times. 9 times a game to the outside guys, 8 times a game to the inside guys, and 4 times a game to the back. They're built. He went home and mimicked the Colt offense, except he built a better one.
Can you tell Pat's excited?
I'm fired up for the greatest game I've ever seen in a long time.
One thing we haven't talked about yet, and that everybody has talked about so far, is you've got Peyton Manning on one side, Tom Brady on the other. Does it really come down to Brady versus Manning?
Well, I'd say this. Yes, it does. It's a quarterback-driven league. We got the 2 guys that operate. They have complete control of these offenses. They have the weaponry. I personally like the New England Patriot offensive line better. Here's a misnomer. Everyone thinks both of these teams just throw. You should see them run the football. I broke down the first down run-pass ratios. They're 50-50 on run-pass on first downs. The New England Patriots are averaging 5.1 yards a carry on first down runs. And they're just a hair over the Colts, who are averaging 5 yards. So they can run the ball, they can pass the ball, they can come from behind, and they can both play defense. I give the edge in defense, though, to the New England Patriots, because I think they've got a special player in Asani Samuel, and I can't find that player on the corners for the Colts. I can find him at safety.
I was just going to say, what about Bob Sanders? What difference does he make?
Bob Sanders makes a great difference if you give Bob Sanders a chance to play. The problem is, when they put Welker in the slot next to Randy Moss, he basically is going to have to take Welker. And that means Marlon Jackson is going to have to occupy Randy Moss by himself. Formations, motions can keep Sanders at bay, and that's what offenses can do to great defenses. So I'm saying Bob Sanders is going to make some great plays in this game, but I don't think you can pay attention to Randy Moss. And you watch the Patriots early. Go real deep in this game. Try to break up the cover 2 look.
Turnovers have been a big part in this series. Since 2001, they've met 9 times. First 6, Patriots won all 6. Colts had 19 turnovers. In the last 3, Indy has won all 3. Indy had just 4 turnovers. The Patriots had 8, so that could play a huge role as well. Let's throw all those numbers into a computer, because there are so many stats involved with this game. Let's get 10,000 results and see what the computer has, 10,000 predictions. all mathematical elements. It's the AccuScore prediction. Here's what they have for the biggest game of the season. Patriots, 59% of the time, came away victorious. And the score, I mean, it is a large score on both sides of the football for a computerized prediction. Pat, huge scoring game, and do the Patriots only win by a field goal?
I see them winning. I see this game going well into the 30s, maybe in the 40 line and crossing over 42-39, something like that. I see the Patriots winning it. Go back and look at the championship game last year. Richard Seymour goes out right away, but he's back and healthy right now. And the top three receivers for the Patriots who had the lead most of the game, Jabbar Gaffney, Rishe Caldwell, Troy Brown, you kidding me? They went out and got themselves big-time weapons to go along with that quarterback. I think there's too much firepower right now.
We will see Marvin Harrison, a guy who has not been playing of late, expected to go for the Colts. That will be a lift. Dallas Clark, he could be a factor. There are so many different ways to go with this game, but I'll tell you one thing. It'll be very fun to watch, and we will do it together. And, of course, you can see a breakdown of it on CBSSports.com. It starts at 4:15 p.m. Eastern on CBS. For more on this game or any other in Week 9, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. Watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. We'll have some fun with this. NFL.com.
Be one of the 30 million to watch this.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. Take care, folks.